Okay, so today we continue with our class, Women's Guide to Practical Halachah, and we start with Sefer Shmiras Haloshon, and today's topic is Remembrance. And it says, remember what Hashem your God did to Miriam on the way when you were living in Egypt. It's from Dvarim 24:7. So that's one of the 6 things that you should remember every day, and for Sephardim it's 10. So okay, so it depends who is giving class. So if Sephardic person, he would say 10, but Ashkenazi would say 6. Okay, very interesting. But first 6 is the same for everyone. This is one of them. In this verse, the Torah instructs us to remember our 4 factors in the episode of Miriam's sin and subsequent punishment. Number 1, remember what Hashem your God did. Remember the punishment which he inflicted. Remember upon whom it was inflicted, to Miriam. Right? Remember where this occurred, on the way. Remember at which injunction of the history occurred when you were living in Egypt. Each of the above factors is significant, and remembrance of this of the great benefit. Let me see if they're going to explain. They're not going to explain. Okay, so let's try to explain on our own. So one more time. So in this verse, the Torah instructs us to remember 4 factors in the episode of Miriam's sin, subsequent punishment. So number 1, remember what Hashem your God did. Remember the punishment that he inflicted. So all of the punishments come from Hashem, and when a person speaks Lashon Hara, he has to remember that Hashem is watching, right? And he's going to give the punishment. Okay. Remember upon whom it was inflicted, right? So even though, just to add to number 1, even her intention were absolutely positive. Miriam's intention was absolutely positive. She wanted to help her little brother Moshe, right? And his family life, right? She was trying to establish the Shalom Bayis, in a sense. Number 2, remember upon whom it was inflicted, to Miriam. Right, so Miriam, she was the prophetess. She was the holiest, almost the holiest woman ever alive, right? Because of her merit, we had almost 40 years because of her merit, not anybody else's merit. So, because of her merit, the whole Am Yisrael was drinking water, and without water, everybody knows you're going to die, right? So she was a very great person, and nevertheless, Hashem inflicted punishment. Number 3, remember where this occurred, on the way. Okay. So, and number 4, remember which injunction of history occurred when you were living in Egypt. Okay. So let's not comment on 3 and 4 because it's too much information. So we have a lot of things to cover. Each of the above factors is significant, and it's a remembrance of the great benefit. As mentioned above, Miriam was punished with tzaras for speaking wrongly about her brother Moshe. Right? So tzaras, it's like leprosy, but it's not. It's like leprosy. It's a spiritual malady. The Mitzorah, upon being declared healed by the Kohen, must undergo purification process, which includes the taking 2 birds. One bird is slaughtered, while the other is set free upon the field. Okay. So that's, and as we explained before, for people who join us just today, that's why today there is no Mitzorah, right? There is no tzaras today. Why? Because it's impossible to fix it. Right? Even a person did teshuva, but we need to bring the sacrifice in the Beis Hamikdash, 2 birds. One they're going to release, one they're going to slaughter over water, right? Living water. Continue. The Medrash explained that as an illusion, just as a slaughtered bird cannot return to life, so too there is no natural way of the Mitzorah to become rid of his tzaras. right? So it's very interesting. So it's like when they kill a bird, it's never going to come to life. So this mitzvah, it's there is no medicine. There is no medicine to cure this his disease, right? The only thing what we can do is not me. He can do is to do teshuva, and Kohen comes after 7 days and checks, right? He's quarantined, right? After the 7 days he comes and check if this spot cured. Okay, no problem. He's pure. Okay. His only hope is teshuva. Okay, as we said, repentance. Okay. So no medicine is going to help. And just as the bird, which is set free, is allowed to return to the previous way of life, so too Mitzora's repentance result in a complete cure, so that he can return to the normal living among his brethren. So it's an amazing analogy. So birds, one bird, first they have to catch it, put it in a cage, I guess, right? And then do the whole procedure, and they release the bird, right? And so the bird can go to its house, right? to its nest, right? Same as this person. Mitzora, right? After he repented, he should have learned an amazing lesson. So, like in my mind, a person lost so much. Like I don't know how long he was in this isolation. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? It's serious. And plus, like everybody knows that what happened. It's so embarrassing. And many times this leprosy is actually this mitzvah spots. It's a last point. Sometimes first it started on his implements, on his vessels, then goes onto his house. So and before you have a Kohen come and examine your house, you have to take everything out. Why is that? Right? If Kohen said this house is tameh, right? Is not pure, right? What should you? So nobody's allowed inside of the house. That's a big problem. So whatever utensils you have to live in the house. That's a big problem. That's why people will take, before the Kohen comes and examines, they will take everything out. So imagine you standing with all your belongings and everybody see what you have, what you don't have. It's very interesting. It's very, very embarrassing. Not interesting, but embarrassing. Right? But after he does the Shiur, he can go to his normal life as this bird. Okay. As mentioned above, the tuma, impurity of tzaras, is extremely severe. The mitzvah must live in solitude, right? His clothes in rent and his hair disheveled like a mourner, like any other tameh, impure person, right? But okay, anyone who stands under the same roof as mitzvah contracts tuma. So that's why he has to walk in the street. When of course when he's going to this place outside of the house, and he has to declare tameh, right? And did we learn? I don't know what class we learned. So if mitzvah comes, somebody standing under the roof and mitzvah just passed, or some people were standing under the same tree. It's very interesting. It's not so simple. Like everybody is trying to stay away from mitzvah, right? It's worse than that person. Moreover, the sages liken mitzvah to that person. Number 2, Nedarim 64b and commentary. This lends added meaning to above comparison of the slaughtered bird. Remember what Hashem, your God, did to Miriam. Okay, we'll stop here. Serious business. All right. So we continue this very, very interesting topic. And we have to be very, very careful about it. So the topic is Yichud. So Yichud is meaning that seclusion of Jewish men and women. And it's actually in rabbinically even non-Jewish women, men and non-Jewish men, right? And Jewish woman is non-Jewish man. Okay. So continue. So next part is when one whose husband is in a city. So husband in a city, we discussed it last time, just a little I mentioned. So meaning that she would be afraid that he can come over in a minute. So that's the logic. Okay. So continue. There is a special leniency regarding Yichud for a married woman. If her husband is in a city, at the time she is alone with a man, the Yichud is permitted. So the reason is that the wife fears that the husband could come at any minute. She is therefore deterred from committing an avera. Thus, if the husband does not know where his wife is at that time, for example, she is at neighbor's house or at any other location where he would not expect her to be, the leniency does not apply. So one more time, and we're going to explain. So this leniency, or the husband in the city, only when she is home, and he can come over at any minute. And as we said last time, it's very interesting only if he sometimes comes, right? But if he works from 9 to 5 and never comes home, like only after 5, like 6 story, let's say, until he comes home, it's 6 story. So it's like this leniency does not apply. So if he contractor, he comes and goes, maybe there are orders, no orders, like that's a different story, right? So it's very interesting. Okay, so here we say what? That if she's if she's at home and he can come home at any moment, yes, this leniency apply. So she can be in seclusion with a strange man. But if she's in somebody in else's house and the neighbors, does not apply. He does not even know where to look for her. Continue. Paskim note that there is a considerable ambiguity as to what class the city in this context. For example, New York City is very large. Is Yichud permitted if the husband and wife are at opposite ends of the city? Or on another hand, if the couple is in very close proximity to each other, but happen to be in different municipalities, is Yichud prohibited? As a matter of practice, the Halachah is that the leniency will apply if there is a chance, however remote, that the husband will appear without the wife's foreknowledge. If there is very little chance that he will come, then Yichud is forbidden. So let's do this paragraph line by line, and we're going to explain. Okay, so one more time. The poskim note that there is a considerable ambiguity as what class the city in this context. So when this concept that husband in a city is actually from Shulchan. So in olden days the city was not so big, right? Not so huge. But today, for example, New York City is very large. So if he takes taking subway and he lives in let's say New York City, South Brooklyn, and works in uptown Manhattan, so it easily like taking trains, it could be like 2 hours, right? With all of the transfer, like 2 hours. So she would be very relaxed, right? Because hopefully not, but that she has at least 2 hours. He just left the house, I don't know, like 30 minutes ago or whatever. So she has 1.5 hours, minimum, if he decides to return something. So like she would be very relaxed, right? Is Yichud permitted if the husband and wife are on the opposite end of the city, as we just said? So that's not one city, like halachically. Okay, geographically yes, but halachically that's too much of the distance. On another hand, if the couple is in very close proximity, like we have some in the suburbs, you drive in one street, like on one block is one town, like you cross the traffic light and it's another town. Okay, so if they like in one block from each other but different cities, is a difference or not? So of course it's a proximity, right? Couple very close proximity to each other, but happen to be different municipalities. Okay, so the question is, as a matter of practice, the halacha is that the leniency will apply if there is a chance, however remote, that the husband will appear without the wife's foreknowledge. Meaning that he like he usually does not call, but right, so that he is going to call. Or some people, they will always call. They let us off early today, so I'm coming like 1 hour early, this and that, or I have to work from home, have to do this for boss, that for boss. So basically, if there is such a communication, so it's very, very different, right? But if he would, as we say, if he's a contractor, so that's for sure apply. If he like like hourly worker, it would not apply. I mean, not apply, the leniency would not apply. So Yichud would be forbidden. If there's a very little chance that he will come, then Yichud is forbidden, very clear. In a circumstance where the husband is in contact with his wife via telephone, and it has become clear that he will not return soon, in effect, this remote possibility of relying on this leniency, right? It removes the possibility of relying on this leniency. So he calls, right? He calls and say, look, they want me to stay 2 extra hours, 3 extra hours, I'm not coming home. So that's, even though he's nearby or not too far, but because what he said, or he had to go to another city, somebody called him for a meeting, this and that, so this leniency does not apply. So she cannot seclude with somebody else. Okay. Continue. A woman who knows that her husband is in a city, and she thus permitted in Yichud, should nonetheless inform the man who is with her that it is the reason that she is permitted to be secluded with him. I'm not sure exactly. Okay, so that's, who said it? Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach Zatzal. Okay, so I'm not sure how exactly she's going to put it, and what like person who does not know the laws, like he was like, why are you telling me that your husband is nearby? What, he's going to come and beat me up? I'm only, I don't know, checking your refrigerator. What do you want from me, right? So, but it's proper to tell her that my husband is coming soon, stuff like that. Maybe, right? Just to let him know. Okay. Continue. When a woman's husband is in a city, it permits Yichud for her even with parutz. Parutz is not such a nice person, right? And even with a man who consistently caters to the needs of women. It also applies to a woman alone with a non-Jewish man, as long as there is no suspicion that he will force her to sin. There are people who are somewhat nearby. Okay, so let's do this paragraph one more time, and we're going to explain. Okay, so one more time. When woman's husband is in a city, it is permitted. It permits Yichud for her even with parutz. So parutz is like not the Torah, opposite of Torah scholar. Let's put it that way, right? And even with the man who constantly caters for needs of women. So these people, they very like they're very familiar with women, and they are very like relaxed with women. So they know how to talk to women. They that's what says in the Talmud. Don't be one of those like selling perfume to women. Don't be one of those selling women clothing. Right? Hashem is going to provide you. You don't need to put yourself in such a situation. Right? Right. So even these people, even they are very very friendly with women, but the thing is that she's going to be afraid that her husband can come anytime. So because husband is in the city, in double quotes. Right? It also applies to a woman alone with a non-Jewish man. So as we said, it's rabbinical. As long as there is no suspicion that he will force her to sin. Okay, meaning there are people outside that she can call for help. Okay, no problem. Continue. However, this does not help if man and a woman who are libo gazba, who have a casual relationship with each other. This is very relevant in regard to the close relatives, stepchildren, and adopted children. So that's, as we said before, it's a big mitzvah to I mean, it's not a mitzvah. It's an act of chesed. Chesed is a mitzvah, but okay, but very broad mitzvah to adopt a Jewish orphan on one hand, but on another hand, we have to remember that the laws of the Yichud apply to them, right? Because some stories are very, very unfortunate story because of this familiarity. Something very bad was happening, unfortunately, right? So one more time, Chavod does not apply with the man and a woman who are liba gazba, I'm sorry, who have casual relations, so cousins, right? Second cousins, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, right? Father-in-law, right? All this. So they have casual relationships. That's actually from Shulchan Aruch. Right. One second. This is very relevant in regard to close relatives, stepchildren. As we said, stepchildren. That's a big one. So somehow this, I have several reports of this sick man who tried to take advantage of stepdaughter. I mean, when they married. It was second marriage. She was little baby, and he raised her, and then now she grew up, become a woman, right, teenager, and this sick man tried to take advantage. It's very, very unfortunate, but it's not one or two examples, unfortunately. Okay, so we have to be careful, and the mother must be careful, mother of the child. Right, stepchildren when adopted children. So for adopted, we spoke. Continue. When man is alone with more than one woman, as discussed above, if the husband of one of the women is in a city, it permits Yichud to the entire group. So meaning this man would be afraid, or she would be afraid that her husband is going to show up in any second. Okay, so that's basic logic. Any questions on what we said? We need I mean, we did not finish, but at least for this husband in the city. Clear? Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Rabbi, do you, since in this day and age, does it, since we have technologies and like phones, does it make it easier to apply the laws of Yichud?
If you have camera or something, what do you mean?
Yeah, like cameras or just I don't know, calling your wife, I don't know, at a random time, like, or let's say a plumber, let's say a plumber is gonna do a job, and then the husband's at work and he calls her up, hey, how you doing, honey? Everything's fine. Mm-hmm. And she's like, yeah. Does that help in any way? Just to check up on randomly?
Mm-hmm. So randomly, it's a very good question. So let's start with. So with cameras, I don't think a camera business is going to help, and I'm going to tell you why. Because people can play with the cameras. So people. I saw in my life like some like IT professionals. They just rewired the camera and it played the old tape. Very simple. They do it even remotely. So one of my acquaintances, he has like a camera in it was actually in a shul next to me. They robbed the shul. I'm not sure how much money they're in the shul. It's a small shul. And so the guy, I don't see, he's so savvy. I mean, he should have get an IT job instead of stealing from the shul. So he was like he broke in, like hacked into the camera system, and he was playing the old tape from previous day. Okay, so even remotely from his phone. That's what police found out. So that's why there was no like. His image, I mean, it was some on one camera he did not disable one camera, but all other he disabled. That's a crazy business. So I would say we would not count on this too much on these cameras. But calling her from time to time, I mean, as we said, the whole business we were discussing, just to remind us, right? We were discussing the elevator business. If if you're allowed to go in elevator, so how long does it take to go to elevator? I don't know, maybe as we said, a few minutes. So it's not a problem. But seclusion, what is forbidden, like three minutes, 5 minutes. It's already seclusion. So this him calling randomly, so he call and then she has with this plumber around 15 minutes. I mean, if he's going to call too often, that's too much. You understand? And maybe she's not going to pick up one time. That's it. So it's, I mean, if she knows that he's very far away, okay, so she can ignore one call. You understand? So that's would not work. So again, yeah, you're welcome. So the only thing is if he can come over at any time. That's the only leniency that we have, like physically, meaning that he knows where she is and he can come over. Okay. Any other questions from anybody else? Okay, so continue. So next piece is when a wife is in a close proximity. A man whose wife is in close proximity is allowed to be alone with another woman. However, it is not sufficient for her to be in a city as it is for the husband. She must be close enough that there is a strong possibility that she will arrive there at any minute. So because why? We're going to explain later on why is that, right? If she is in the same house but in a different room, then it is permitted even if she is asleep. The fact that his wife is so close will prevent him from doing an avera, sin. Where is sin? This leniency applies even if the husband is a parutz or one who constantly caters for the needs of women, and also between the two people who have casual relationship. However, it does not permit a Jewish woman to be alone with a non-Jewish man whose wife is present. That's, if you understand what I just read, that's very embarrassing. Okay, but let's see. We're going to read again and explain line by line. Okay, so our topic when wife is in close proximity. So we switch from woman to a man. A man whose wife is in close proximity is allowed to be alone with another woman. Right? Maybe they went to a doctor, so she's outside of the doctor's office. Okay, let's say doctor. There is a woman doctor, even though, I don't know, it's not proper for a man to go to the woman doctor, right? And you see the way with right, and same as we said before, a woman, it's proper go to female doctors. Okay. With a nurse, it's like there are not so many male nurses. Right? That's the issue. So if a nurse needs to do something for you, okay, that's a different story. However, it is not sufficient for her to be in a city, right? As it is for their husband. Why? Because the men's Yetzirah is much stronger than women, right? Women have right? So that they would be like more scared, more embarrassed. But men, if Yetzirah start playing with him, so that's if she's in a city, it's not going to stop it. But if she's in the next room in the same house, it's going to stop it. She must be close enough that there is a strong possibility that she will arrive there at any minute. So that's the only thing that's the psyche of the man. That's our sages knew exactly, right? If she's in the same house but in different rooms, so she's sleeping upstairs, let's say, then it is permitted even if she's asleep, no problem, right? Because why? She can wake up in any second, hear the noise, and she can come down. The fact that his wife is so close will prevent him from doing avera. Okay, that's the only thing that she's very, very close proximity. The leniency apply even the husband is parutz. So parutz, we said opposite of Talmid Chacham. Right? He's not okay. Or the one who is consistently caters to the need of the women. So he's very friendly with women. And you see this man, they go to the women's section in a synagogue, start chatting with the women and giggle and all of these women jokes, and they surround him. It's like all of the clowns, right? It's scary. Very, very friendly. And also between the two people who have a casual relationship. So despite all of these men, right? This person is one of the men of this category, but his wife is very close, so we would allow. However, it does not permit a Jewish woman to be alone with a non-Jewish man whose wife is present. Why? Because sages knew the nature of these people, right? So it's not going to stop, unfortunately. Okay. So next one is close relatives. That's a scary one. So we start. There are certain close relatives with whom Yichud is not a problem if someone else is present. For example, a man is allowed to be with two women, even though that is normally rabbinically forbidden. Okay. If one of those women is his daughter, okay, we assume that a man would never do an avera with a woman if his daughter is present. The same applies to a mother and a son, and a grandparents and grandchild, together with a second woman. Okay, so let's do it again, and we're going to explain. So it's like some shame, right? Would be like they would feel ashamed in front of the relatives. So in front of the strangers, as we said, there is we don't count on it too much, right? It's actually forbidden with two women. That's what we said last time. So one more time. This is like an exception because he would be embarrassed in front of one of the women. There are certain close relatives for whom Yichud is not a problem if someone else is present, right? Okay? For example, if a man is allowed to be with two women, even though that is normally rabbinically forbidden. For example, his cousin, right? If one of those women is his daughter, right? So his cousin is there and his daughter is there. So the age of his daughter we're going to see. So that does not have to be like an adult. If she understands what is going on, which could be like 7-8 years old, that's it. That's forbidden. Maybe even younger. I'm not sure. We're going to see. We assume that a man would never do avera with a woman if his daughter is present. Okay. The same applies to a mother and a son and a grandparent and a child, together with the second woman. Okay. So the same to a mother and a son, right, and a grandparent. So all of these close relatives, that meaning that a man or a woman would be embarrassed to do that in front of them. But in front of the strangers, maybe not so much. Continue. Moreover, this is true regarding the brother and sister. So as we said before, okay, the brother and sister, like who would think like to have this with his sister? But we said also, you're not allowed to live for adults, right? Not allowed to live in the same apartment with your sister, right? For more than 30 days, because you're going to get too familiar. Plus, you love each other, have a special affection to each other. That's a crazy thing, right? So, okay. So if they are like elderly, for example, and he cannot take care of himself, let's say, and he has a younger sister, she's a widowed, let's say, right? And so she can, of course, she can live there, right? If they're elderly, but otherwise, I would say just say absolutely not. Okay. So one more time. Moreover, this is true regarding brother and sister. Therefore, a girl may have her friend over, even if they will be alone with your brother. Okay, so this his sister has her girlfriend over. Okay, no problem, because he would be embarrassed of his sister. Okay, since the brother would not do avera in the presence of his sister. Okay, this is not forbidden by the laws of Yichud. Okay, so continue. Next situation. However, a man may not be alone with the mother and the daughter because the suspicion remains that he would do avera with both of them, since the mother and the daughter would not be ashamed in front of each other. I mean, it says when we read in Chumash, so a person is not allowed to be with the mother and the daughter, but unfortunately, in our sick world, like, think of it, but like people say, like, what is in Torah? Like, what is discussing things? But Hashem knew His creations, right? And if it's put in the Torah, so I mean, it's not so uncommon, especially today with this twisted generation. You understand? So one time with a mother and daughter would not be allowed. Why? Because they would not be ashamed of each other and might do avera, unfortunately. Okay, there is so basically the Torah gives us a guidelines, right? Don't be a big hero. Don't count on your holiness and this and that. So don't put yourself in this situation, as the Torah called the person rasha, not for making a sin, but even to put himself or herself in this situation, but you might come to sin, like, right? So be very, very careful. One more time, there is a difference between we did not do it, so first time. There's a difference between the relatives mentioned previously as to how much their presence permits Yichud. Some will protect against Yichud even if they are asleep, while for others it is only if they are awake. Father is allowed to have Yichud with two women if one of them his daughter, even if the daughter is asleep. Okay, this is because the father would be ashamed to do avera while his daughter is in close proximity, even if she's sleeping. However, the opposite is not true. A girl may not have yichud with the man of her father if your father is there but asleep. Okay, so let's see. It's very interesting situation. So one more time. So it says there is a difference between the relatives mentioned in previously and as to how much their presence permits yichud. Okay, so meaning one relative and one is forbidden person. Some will protect against yichud even if they are asleep. Okay, while the other while for the others it is only if they are awake. Okay. Okay. A father is allowed to have yichud with two women if one of them his daughter, so his daughter and and her girlfriend, right? Even if the daughter is asleep. Okay, so maybe I'm just trying to picture the situation. Maybe the daughter is sick, right? And she's in the house, and her classmate came to visit her, right, to see how she's doing. Okay, which is possible, right? So now she fell asleep. So this father of this girl, sick girl, is allowed to be with the other girl. This is because the father would be ashamed to do avera while the daughter is in close proximity. Okay, even if she's sleeping. So sleeping meaning she can wake up in a second and see what's going on. However, the opposite is not true. A girl may not have yichud with a man if her father is there but asleep. Men do not care as much, so he would sleep. Okay, 1 second, we have time. Continue. Likewise, a woman may have yichud with a man if her son is there, even if he is asleep. Okay, but a man may not. So meaning that this one of the stopping point is actually this man, not her, right? So he would be embarrassed, right? But the man may not have yichud with a woman even if his mother is there. All right, is there if she's asleep. So a person would not be embarrassed, I guess, in front of his mother. Man, okay. Okay. Any questions on what we said so far? Okay, so continue then. So last section, and we've actually finished this section completely. So the topic is child in a Yichud situation. We learned earlier the minimum age for a boy and a girl in regard to prohibition of Yichud. That was referring to when they are alone with a person of opposite gender. However, if man and a woman are alone in Yichud, and in Yichud setting, and there is also a child there that would be permitted to be together. The age of the child, that's the situation when this extra person, right, Dora and her son, right, or her daughter, right. So she would be embarrassed to be with somebody else. The age, but now we're discussing the age. The age of this child has to be young enough. Has to be young enough that they would not want to engage in such activity, yet old enough to comprehend the adult he is. I'm sorry. Step back. I apologize. Let's do this from the beginning. I apologize. We learned the earlier the minimum age for a boy and a girl in regard to the prohibition of Yichud. So we said that it's 9 and 3, right? 9 for a boy, 3 for a girl. That was referring to when they are alone with a person of opposite gender, right? So this child with opposite gender, okay. However, if man and a woman are alone in Yichud setting, and there is also a child there, that would permit them to be together, okay, because they would be embarrassed of this child. The age of this child has to be young enough that they would not want to engage in such activity. So, meaning if the boy is 10 years old, maybe he's will be very interested. But 7 years old, 8 years old, not so much, right? And yet old enough to comprehend that the adult he is, right? There is a typo, like it does not make sense what it says. Okay. So on one hand, he's young enough not to want to be part of these relations, and old enough to understand that what they're doing is forbidden. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, if the child falls into this age bracket, then we assume that the two adults would not do an avera together, because the child will tell other about what he saw, meaning he comprehends what's going on and he does not want to be part of it. Okay, so if he wants to be part of it, Chas v'shalom, that's maybe he's not going to say. That's a very scary thing. Okay, so continue. The opinions vary in the poskim regarding the age. What age is included in this category, right? So it's between what and what. Some say the age ranges from 5 years old until the bar or bas mitzvah. Particularly, it will depend on that particular child. I mean, some children are very mature, even like 6 years old, that they can take care of themselves, right? Five, like 7 years old for sure. And some of them are still babies, right? So of course it depends on the child. If the child has a very low maturity level, exactly, and would therefore not suspect any strange behavior, he will not be able to protect from Yichud, even if he has reached the age of 5. Meaning, it's not like he's going to get involved and protect from Yichud, but they're not going to be embarrassed because of him, right? So sometimes parents would have a young child in their bedroom, right? So that's So, and because the child does not comprehend what's going on, that's the different story, right? Likewise, if the child is quite astute and has been influenced by the outside world, and would therefore participate in such a behavior, even when an 11-year-old girl would not be permit Yichud for this couple, right? So why? Because she might want to join them. Unfortunately, that's the craziness of this world. So she's not a good stopper, basically, right? It would simply be considered one man and two women. So even though she's not woman, halachically, right? So she would become woman at 12, but now she's very mature, and she would not mind to be part of this sin, right? So that's why she's not considered to be baby, she's considered another woman. Continue. A child is able to prevent Yichud situation only if the child is awake. So if children usually sleep very tight. I mean, if the child is sleeping, then Halachah. So if it's a deep sleep, so for sure it's not going to work. If child is sleeping, then Halachah mandates that there will be two children there. Okay, meaning that maybe one of them is going to wake up. Even if both are asleep, since there are two of them, there is a probability that one will wake up, and that would prevent the adults from doing Avera together. That's how far we have to go. For example, a girl over bas mitzvah, so older than 12, who is babysitting for a family, with a 9-year-old boy, would need additional two children if such age, as discussed previously in to prevent yichud. So this one-on-one is not going to work so well, right? Because we said a child, a boy from 9-year-old and on, so he's actually capable of relationships. Right, that's why she's not allowed. So he's not a baby, right? So this 11-year-old girl is not allowed to be with this boy, right? So in this case, she would need two additional children. However, Paskin maintain that the children must be at least 7 years old for this to apply. As we said, I mean, 5 years old, and it's very immature. But of course, as we said, as authors say, there are different people, different maturity level. A child younger than that would not be aware enough of his surroundings upon waking enough to suspect wrongdoing. Rabbi Yashiv, okay, any questions on what we said?
Hold on.
Yes, go ahead.
Do laws of Yichud apply equally to someone with autism?
Autism, of course. I mean, unfortunately, we learn in Igras Moshe, there was a case when a man had a daughter, and she was mentally sick, right? And he said, it's very, very sad situation. Today is a little different, but it was asked, I don't know, maybe 50 years ago, right? Something like that, 60 years, I don't know, like long time ago, right? So he said that I'm feeling very weak. I'm going to die soon. She's adult. She's a woman. So if I'm going to give her to this non-Jewish institution, for sure they're going to rape her. So is it allowed to sterilize her? That's what the question. You understand? So these people, the sick people, right? They would rape these patients like on a daily basis, and it was common knowledge. You understand? So it was common knowledge. So with autism, no, it's not going to stop, right? Usually autistic people, children, they do not pay attention. They in their own world, so nobody would be afraid of them. You understand? That's very scary, but that's what it is. Okay. Any other questions? Anyone? So we can actually, I'm not sure, for 10 minutes. Any questions on any topic?
Yes, I have
Go ahead.
another question. It's off topic, but this is a question that I've always had. Does circumcision affect someone that is non-Jewish, spiritually speaking?
No. First of all, like in many countries in recent years, they do circumcision in a hospital for the baby. Christian, Muslims, I think, right? It's a different story, but Christians and even non-religious people, it's like a normal, right? It's like a procedure because they say it's good for hygienic purposes, or this and that. So, but whatever they say, they do, it has nothing to do with circumcision that Jews do, right? Jews do the circumcision there are two steps. One, you pull off, and then you cut the membrane and stuff like that. So two steps, and non-Jews, they do only one step. So the prior step is missing, basically. Okay. So and that does it help with the spirituality? No. Right. So even for example, somebody is going through conversion anyway, like spirituality is not there until person dips. So if he decided not to dip, well, I mean, he would be a non-Jew with a circumcision. That's it. Any other questions? Okay, before I forget, one second. I wanna. Our friend Abraham is there. So two questions were asked, and I was not sure. Baruch Hashem. So I clarified the answers. One question was what is going on with what is going to happen with a non-Jewish soul when the person converts. So I was not sure. I said I do not know. But our friend Abraham said that it's going to be the Jewish soul is going to be added to this non-Jewish soul, and we confirmed that's what's going on. So this Jewish soul is going to swallow whatever it means. Don't ask me what it means, but it's going to swallow this Jewish soul. This non-Jewish soul. So Baruch Hashem, Abraham was right. Baruch Hashem. That's one thing, and second thing, I was not sure, but I just answered by logic. So the question was the shooting stars, are they people being flanked back and forth in Kaf HaKela? So I said no, and because it's spirituality, I use just logic. I said right away. It's I never learned anywhere, but the answer was correct. We verified. It has nothing to do with the souls. Only few people that we know of, and it's actually in the Talmud. First, for the most famous example is Rabbi Akiva, right? Rabbi Akiva was able to see this person. If you know the story, that he was running back and forth, and Rabbi Akiva said, "Stop! I want to talk to you. Why are you running like with the wood?" Right, back and forth, and he would not listen to Rabbi Akiva. So Rabbi Akiva ordered him to stop. He's right. So he ordered him to stop, and this person said, "I'm actually being burned in Gehinnom, and I have to gather the wood with what they're going to burn me." And then they burn me, they reconstruct, and I have to go back. And he said, "If you can find my son, I was so anti-religion, so I never taught my son to say Kaddish." And that's what Rabbi Akiva did. So it's only one story. I mean, I think there are a few stories about Rabbi Akiva. So he was able to see these people. Yes, he was able to see the people. But us, the shooting star, had nothing to do with this Kaf HaKela. Because one more time, it is spiritual, and Rabbi Akiva would be able to see, we not, and it's good for us, right? That's good for us. And one of the examples, like with the animals, right? You say you have a dog, you have a cat, and suddenly, like in the middle of the night, like not in the middle, like in the evening, it jumps. It like start walking back and forth, pacing back and forth, and get excited. Like you, so like what are you like doing? Like it's quiet outside. But why this animal is so excited? Because it sends the demons, all of the bad spirits, for sure. So if we see them, so right, we will die from the fear. That's why we don't. But animals do. Animals do, right? No Hashem. So any other questions? Any topic?
Rabbi.
Go ahead.
I think it was last week in Yaron Reuben Shiur. I think it was Jewish intimacy, where he was talking about the diet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Kaf HaKela mentions it. Where when you eat, how you should eat, right? And like you start off with the lighter foods, and then you progress higher. Like you progress with the heavier foods. And my question is, how do you deal with that when, like, you have a dish like rice, beans, and like meat? Like it's better when it's mixed together. Should we eat it just like that, or should we separate it like accordingly?
I mean, if you like all of this together, there is no problem. It's one dish. So what was explained in Hilchot Diot, so it's like when you have a big meal. So if it's one platter, I mean, well, what can you do? You just and you like the beans mixed with rice, there is no problem. So what was said there, when you have a big meal, so you start with a salad, right? And actually, some people and some cultures, so I did not know. I did not know until learn Hilchot Diot. So they actually start with melons or something, right? So with fruits, because it's like prepares the digestive system, right? And then they start salads, then they do soup, they do fish, right? So and then heavy and chicken and meat and meat from small animals, and then meat from big animals, right? But if you have only one dish, I don't think it's a problem. I mean, especially if you like to mix it. I mean, so yeah, you can eat all of it together. But if you have this dinner, I mean, this dinner or something, so that's a proper procedure. Yes.
So it's only when it's like a multi-course meal, like
yes.
yeah. Okay.
So if one even plus you like it mixed together, yeah. So what is the point? And sometimes you would have a chicken or meat like cut in small pieces, like a cube or something. So you're not going to set them aside and start eating rice only. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Yes, go ahead.
So this is on any topic, any questions?
Any topic, whatever you want.
Okay, so I have a question. So, is it mutter for a Kohen to go to medical school, because they have to operate in most schools in America, you have to operate on a cadaver. You have to work with a cadaver. So is it mutter for Kohen to go to medical school?
So, okay. All right. So that's I'd like to explain your question to everybody else. So a Kohen is not allowed to be next to the dead body, and not only next to the dead body, but actually under the same roof with the dead body. You understand? So when you go to the medical school, for many of them, they have to go to the morgue, and they have to be next to and operate on the dead people, and see how other people do. What is the problem? So the problem is that the Kohen is putting himself in this situation that he's becoming tameh. Tameh is impure, and it's not allowed for a Kohen to be impure. Why? Because he has to be ready to serve in the Beis Hamikdash, like at any second, right? And in the holy city of Yerushalayim, just to remind us, in the days of the temple, they had these ramps, for the Kohanim from wood, above the ground, so the Kohanim would not step on the ground. Maybe why? Because maybe someone was buried there, right? And so he would get impure, right? But when he has to serve in the Beis Hamikdash. So Kohen has to preserve his purity, right? So it's not recommended for a Kohen to go into this field at all. So I mean, there are different fields in the medicine when they don't have to operate on the body. And we had one Kohen, so it's very interesting. So he was in the middle of this school, medical school, and he started becoming religious. And we told him that, and we work out with his peers, whatever professor, and he was allowed to watch, or whatever. He was not a surgeon or something, like, but they did a special exception for him, so he was allowed to watch like remotely of the camera. Anyway, there are cameras there, but everybody it's of course it's better when everybody present, like I don't know, 3 feet from the guy that operate on somebody or on that person, right? So, but for this Kohen, so we got the exception, but it was some years ago. I think today it's much easier to obtain. So, but it should not be like his daily work. So if it's like some lab or whatever they call, so they can give him exception, but otherwise it's proper not to go. Why you put yourself in that situation? Go ahead.
So another question. I've heard that there's an opinion that if it's a non-Jew's body, that it's allowed to be in the same ohel, but you can't be touching it. Is that, would that be a consideration?
Okay, so here's the thing. So first of all, so it's only a matter of time when it's going to be Jewish body. And how do you know this body is not Jewish? So or are they going to call him, please come, Mr. Kohen, please, Aran, we need your help. And now guess what? The person died. So in many times it's not allowed even for Kohen to go in the hospital, because especially in a unit when in the floor when people are dying. So in the morgue they usually have, in a religious hospitals they have double doors. So it's like to prevent the spread of impurity. But if it's possible that somebody is dying from time to time, so it's better not to. For him not to go, and everybody knows, unless it's his mother and father, and they're going to get very, very upset. So yeah, we would allow. But otherwise, it's you see, for Kohen is a special person. So all Jews are equal? No, not all Jews are equal. So Hashem said, "This is my legion. That's my personal, very close people to me." Right? So I'm going to stay in one place, and when Beis Hamikdash Beezrat Hashem going to be built, and I'm not allowed to step one step further. For me, it's death penalty, right? But for Kohen, that's his job. You understand? So when you are assigned to such a great statue, right? When Hashem gives you this responsibility, why would you go on And the only mitzvah they have in exile is to keep themselves pure. That's it. You understand? So that's. I would say don't do it. So, but if somebody already there, the person start doing teshuva, and actually we have several people who started doing teshuva, and they were last year of the medical school, and they dropped when they knew. I mean, for me, it's amazing heroes, the way I see it. Right? One, okay, doesn't matter. So they dropped when they knew the shoes, not Kohanim, but Israelim. Okay, not. Jews that are not Kohen, so he would be allowed to finish the medical school, but they did not. Okay.
Final question. So you mentioned earlier father and mother. So would that be consideration to this, or no? It's the father and mother urge the child to go.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, if for example, if father or mother, they need the child to be close because they were nervous, very anxious, very excited, right? So you would allow, they're going to get in, because why? Because there is a doubt. Maybe nobody is going to die in that moment. Maybe he's going to be there for 20 minutes. Nobody is going to die. You understand, that floor. So it's possibility. So since there is a doubt, so we would allow him to visit. Right, and even on Shabbos, I mean, it would allow it under certain circumstances to get a relative to that person who is very anxious, right? Because for him, it's this relatives, his wife or his sister, his mother, whatever, it's like saving life. So when this person, of course, we try to arrange it through a non-Jew. For example, somebody is in the hospital, so to get like everything is indirect, non-Jewish driver, like prepaid, this and that. So or a non-Jewish neighbor would take his mother, he would open the door, close the door, like she's going to sit like idle, like not touching anything. So it would be allowed because it's pikuach nefesh, but it's only like this exceptional circumstance. Otherwise, like, don't put yourself in the situation. It's only as we said here. So today, this Yichud topic, it's like our sages knew the next step. If you do this, guess what? It's only a matter of time when you're going to go to the next step, and then it's slippery slope. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Any other questions? Anybody else? So welcome to new people, Baruch Hashem, they join. So from now on, there are no ring. So we have our group is bigger than minimum for the ring. Okay, go ahead. Question. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Rabbi. Since I reside in Florida, South Florida,
yeah,
and there's a lot of rain and thunder over here and lightning.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I can see lightning inside the house. Can you recite a blessing like that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
So let me explain. One second.
Okay.
Sorry, I want to explain his question. Why he's even has this question, right? So we have Halachah that you're not allowed to say birchas halevana, right? Blessing on the moon, right? Through the window, right? Or under the roof. So under, like, if a person is sick, whatever, like under, like very, like he's bedridden, so we would allow to open the window so he can see the moon, right? But if a person is a healthy person, would not be allowed. He would have to go outside. Right, so some people, many people, of course, know this halacha, and they that's why we would think that if the thunder said that you have to go under the rain, absolutely not. If you see it, of course, it's better to see it itself, not in the mirror. So not a reflection. Okay, so you have to turn to that direction, and usually, so the second question, what would you recite first? You first recite on lightning, because first comes the lightning, and second comes the thunder, the sound, right? Or sometimes, like, it depends how far it's going on. So maybe the thunder is is going to be like a 5 seconds delay. So you have more than enough time to say the blessing. Okay, that's that question. And before I forgot, it's very interesting. Many questions actually, like halacha, develops from this birchas halevana. Like if you say it under the roof through the window, is it considered to be like you saw it or you did not see it? And if I saw that the moon is a reflection in a lake, right? I'm next to the lake, and let's say moon is behind the mountains. Let's say I'm just making up the story, but I can see it in a reflection on the lake. In the lake, can I say the blessing? And actually, this like people say, like, what is the difference? But it's actually a huge difference. So from this we derive, for example, if you can get married via Skype or something, right? Can you use a teleconference as for witnesses, right? So we derive from that thing. Okay. So next question, please.
So for the blessing on the lightning and thunder, it has to be Toch Dibur?
Say it again. So
the blessing on the lightning, it has to be said Toch Dibur in the when the time it takes to say Shalom Aleichem, Rabbi?
No, one sec. You said lightning and then you said the moon. What is the?
Sorry, I'm not speaking clearly.
Okay, you just do everybody a favor. So I would not need to translate whatever he's saying. So just use in English terms. So we.
I was thinking English. No, I was speaking speaking fast. Okay. So the bracha for the thunder and the lightning, it has to be said in the time it takes to say Shalom Aleichem Rabbi.
Okay, all right. So it's very good question. It's preferable, yes. So let me explain to everybody. Okay, you're very advanced for us, Baruch Hashem. So with all of the blessings, right? So when I say blessing on the apple, so I have this 3 seconds to 1.5 2 seconds to start eating. So, but if I would be like, if I may make a pause, so after the fact, there is no problem, right? And if in case I said that wrong blessing, right? So I said barepricha dama on the apple, and then whoa, it's barepricha eitz. I fix myself, so I have this this time to say this phrase Shalom Aleichem Rebbe, right? So this 1.5 seconds to correct myself. So his question is very good question, right? If like how far, like how long after I saw the lightning can I say this blessing? So you can say like 2-3 seconds you have for sure, right? But many people know this by heart, but many people need to get siddur. So or a siddur on the phone, so like take picture from your siddur. So get ready for the next time, basically, right? So it's proper as of course as with everything else to say it in the next 2 or 3 seconds. Yes.
And the related question. Sorry for the bombardment of questions, but okay. So let's say you're praying maariv, right? And you accidentally, when you're saying the bracha, let's say ashkenazic, you accidentally put in, I don't know, Hadithral, or whatever it is. You accidentally say the wrong ending of the blessing, and you only realize like 5 seconds after. What do you do?
So you just whatever you said. So you have to go back and say Hashkevenu. So it's Hashkevenu. It's one of the blessings after the Shema. Just for everybody knowledge. Yes.
And the same applies to the one before Shema as well.
Yes. I mean, because we have a structure. We have a blessing before Shema. We have Shema and blessings after the Shema. So if you did not say the blessing before Shema because of the mistake, so I mean, and you did not start Shema. So you go to the beginning and correct yourself. And maybe same example. For example, you pray in Shmoneh and you skipped one blessing for whatever reason. So you go back. So you go back to the right place. Let's say you skip one blessing, like three blessings before that. So you go and start with the right place, and then continue till the end. Good questions. Thank you. Okay. Any other questions? Any topic? Go ahead.
So do you have to wait for lightning to come first to say the bracha for the thunder, or
no?
Because sometimes and all there is thunder.
Exactly. So sometimes there's no lightning, right? Or you're in a place where you don't see. Like if you're in a building, right? And maybe the lighting is like on this side, and then you have like wall, so you would not see. Of course, so you see you say the blessing on the thunder, 100%. Or first you heard the thunder. Maybe it's going to be no lighting. How do you know? Maybe the rain is going to stop in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Like you don't know. So you say the blessing on whatever you can, and so those are 2 separate blessings. Just so you know, 2 separate blessings. Okay. So the order is not relevant. But if you can say it in first on the lightning, then on the thunder, yes, that would be preferable, but not necessary. Very good questions. Okay, any other questions? Yeah, go ahead, please.
So what happens when, let's say you're about to go to sleep, you do Kriyat Shema Lamita, and then you're not supposed to talk afterwards, and then you hear a thunder, are you supposed to make a blessing?
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes you would be interrupted, so you want to sleep, and then your mother call you. Okay, so what you're not going to pick up because you said already Shema Alamita? No, you're going to pick up. You talk to your mother. You talk to whatever you need to talk to, and then you say Shema again. So Shema in the first paragraph, basically. That's enough. You don't have to say until the end. That's too much. One time is enough.
So let's say if you eat between and bein hashemashot, you have to have somebody remind you to pray arvit, to remind you, right? And then you're allowed to eat if you remind you to pray arvit. So let's say that somebody already made a bracha achrona during bein hashemashot. Is he allowed to make another bracha, or does he have to pray and then make the bracha?
Okay. Okay. So let me see if I get the question correctly. So we have the spirit. So we learned about the spirits in our class about Shabbos, right? So Ben Hashemashos is like a time from the sunset until the nightfall, right? And are you obligated to pray maariv at that point? No, you're not obligated to pray maariv at that point. The first, like you have to pray maariv, and when it's nightfall. Of course, people pray maariv before that, but there is not optimal time. You understand? So if you decided to pray that you want to pray early and you want to eat during the bein hashemashos. So bein hashemashos again between the sunset and actually the nightfall. So right. So you finish with your blessing, you finish with your meal, and then you go pray. And sometimes just so we understand, it's possible that your maariv prayer in your shul is going to be later, whatever time later. So until that day, until that time, you are not obligated to say any blessings. I mean, you're not obligated in any mitzvah. Let's say in maariv, right? So you can eat. You do whatever you want, even though they say do not eat before the prayers. But because the time for the prayer did not arrive, you can eat and you can say Berachas Hamazon. There is no problem. Why? Because you're not going to forget, and you're going to pray because you every day for the past 7 years you went to the minyan. You're not going to miss it. You understand?
So what if what if you don't have a minyan? Can you still eat before you pray? Or
yeah, I mean, during the bein hashemashos there is no problem whatsoever because
no, after this.
Oh, after. I apologize. So after the nightfall. So okay. So let's say the nightfall. So it would be proper. It would be proper to pray first and then eat. Absolutely, yes. Because why? Because it says that zealous people, they do mitzvah with the first opportunity, and we learn from Abraham Avinu. So it says when Hashem said, "Go and bring your son," right, Yitzhak, to Akedah, it says he woke up boker, so like early in the morning. So the first opportunity, right? So you have a mitzvah to pray maariv. So you pray maariv. It's the first opportunity, unless again your schedule, you're going to pray maariv. Let's say. After class. So after class, that's when I pray in maariv. So until class, let's say wherever you're located, you're not obligated to pray maariv if you have a schedule. So schedule is different.
Another question.
Okay.
So regarding maariv, so when you say it's proper to pray maariv after this, but doesn't matter. Do I have to say?
Sorry. It's proper to pray maariv after what? Says. Okay. Says. So please speak English because people
I'm sorry.
Okay. So after the stars, say chachamim. So we have this. So we have the stars come up. So and so the first opportunity during the three small stars. Right, that second opportunity or second time, it's after three medium-sized stars. Okay, go ahead.
before mil, like on myzman.com, and it says before mil, that's the earliest time?
Wait,
Like, on myzman, it says that the earliest, it says that there's nightfall 3/4 of a mil.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. So, all right. So we have this application myzmanim.com. So if it says nightfall, so it's the first opportunity to pray maariv, right? I mean, if you want to go by the stricter opinion, it's the first opportunity, and that's when actually the Shabbos ends, right? Okay.
Anyway, so do I have to start the Haloshon at Tit, or do I have to at the nightfall, or do I have to just get the Shema at nightfall?
No, but between Shema and the Haloshon, it's like I don't know.
20 seconds, yeah.
Exactly. I don't know what's the question. Okay, so try like if you decided, look, actually just so you know that there is opinion that you can pray maariv after the sundown. You understand? Right. So like if you decided to go by stricter opinion, and then pray the maariv in a proper time according to all of the opinions after the nightfall. So start after the nightfall completely. So because of Haloshon, and it's for sure it's part of the maariv. So why would you want to do like these things, especially 20 seconds, like 40 seconds? Good questions. Thank you. Okay. What else? Anybody else? Any questions?
Rabbi, I would just like to mention that you guys literally answered a question that I had.
Really?
Everything.
Okay. Baruch Hashem.
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. So we're trying to be again, if you have opportunity to do everything correctly, so that's what we do. For example, some people ask me if they should keep Rabbeinu Tam. So Rabbeinu Tam is 72 minutes after Shabbos ends, right? And it's actually three medium stars, and like Hasidim, other people they do keep, but other people they don't. If everybody driving and you cannot drive, and they ask you should we give you a lift, they say no, I cannot do this don't put don't accept more responsibility that extra unnecessary that you're not sure that you're going to able to handle. Do the basic and it's good. So whenever you're ready, you feel you're ready, ask your Rabbi, you think I'm ready? He's going to ask you a few questions. So if you're ready, then do Rabbeinu Tam. But otherwise, don't start with don't take any stringency. Okay. Okay, very good. Any other questions? Any topic? All right. So yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm ashkenazic, but I was taught for a mitzvah, whatever, by a Sephardi person, and I was taught to wear tallis, even though the quarantine custom I shouldn't really wear tallis.
Mm-hmm.
When I have children, should I wait for them to get married for them to wear tallis, or should I teach them to wear tallis at bar mitzvah, like I was? Because mincha gavos.
One second. You're talking. You're taking Tallis Gadol and what is it?
Yeah, I take Tallis Gadol. Yes.
And one second. And you're ashkenazic, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So ashkenazi. Okay. So all right. So let me take a step back and explain. So there is the different minhagim, the different customs. When the adult men wear tallis, like Tallis Gadol, like big one, not the tzitzis, not the small one, but the big one. Right. So Sephardic custom, it's also depends. Some of them start wearing from 13 years old. Some of them Yemenite. I think we had the Yemenite family in our shul. Baruch Hashem, they children from the guy was maybe 6 years old. He was wearing this tiny tallis. Okay, that's a different custom. But ashkenazic custom is actually to wear the tallis. So it's like a mitzvah for a woman, for a bride to be by the Tallis, special Tallis, and he says first time he wears under the chuppah and he says Shehiyanu. It's like a big blessing, and that's how you know. You come to the shul, Ashkenazi shul, and you know, like you look around in the Shabbos morning, let's say, who is married, who is not married. Oh, this guy is not married, he's cute, maybe I have it, I should have him for my niece. Okay, I'm just saying. Right, so that's the custom. So if you for example, if you were taught different, which is not your custom, so this was a mistake, right? You did something by mistake, and you have to revert to your custom. There is no problem. People do unintentional mistakes. That's it. So Ashkenazi custom only during after a person get married.
The issue is though that I wasn't religious at that point. I wasn't religious at that point, and neither was anybody in my family. And now we're religious, Hashem. So do I still? And I heard that you can't go down and listen to Kedusha. So is that coming to play?
No. Again, it does not matter. Even if a person religious, not religious, if somebody told him like something that is not his custom, I give you example. So Sephardim eat rice on Pesach, right? Or they kidneys. They have they corn, they beans, all of these other things. So Ashkenazim do not eat. I mean, it's not home. It's not forbidden. But Ashkenazim store away. You don't have to sell it. You don't have to throw out the store away, and that's it. So if a person did not know for a few years of his life, I don't know, 5 years he was living in Sephardic communities, let's say, and they all ate. They say, yeah, of course, rice. Well, what's the problem? You don't eat rice, right? So of course, I mean, after you find out that you're Ashkenazi, so you go to the custom of your ancestor. It's not so simple to change the custom. Some people think that this custom is better than that custom. I mean, it does not work that way. We don't change the custom. So you can go, if Ashkenazi person can go to Sephardic minyan. For example, if Sephardic minyan is quiet and the closest Ashkenazi minyan, the clowns. Right, of course, you go to the more religious minyan and pray with them. Of course, but you pray from Ashkenazi Siddur. So don't in everybody's face. Okay, have you Siddur and that's it. You understand? You don't change your custom because of them. Okay, whenever you with them, you answer something out loud. Kedusha, don't do Ashkenazi Kedusha. Do their Kedusha. Whatever they answer, you answer. You have to say Kaddish. In that minyan, do their Kaddish, don't do Ashkenazi Kaddish, don't do or when the Sephardic people come to Ashkenazi minyan, start this addition stuff. Don't, it's a disrespect to the place. Disrespect, don't do that.
Very funny, they always have a chatzal always at the Ashkenazi shuls, very funny.
So we have to stick to our custom, right? Because it's a holy. So our ancestors, you have to remember, all our ancestors are praying for us. You understand? Just why did he do teshuva? Because not maybe for sure, your great-grandmother, she cried when she was lighting the Shabbos candles. You understand? And it's proper for every woman to pray and cry even when she lights the Shabbos candles. And there's a special prayer, and I think in every siddur to pray. That's an opportune time, right? To pray for children education, for children to be God-fearing. That's the time. That's the time to pray. So if they pray, maybe this generation, 10 generations from now, so a woman, she must pray, she must cry. I mean, these prayers are going to go somewhere, not like in a good place. If it's sincere prayers, so it's going to work in 2 generations from now. You understand? So we never give up. We have a tradition from David HaMelech. He said, even the sharp sword in my neck, we're not going to give up. And even you're praying for somebody and it's not working, so don't give up. Just continue praying. Continue. Maybe should not be your prayer of the day, but you continue praying for that person. And you never know that person from nowhere, he or she would have this urge to do teshuva, to listen to a kosher rabbi. You understand? And do the Shiur. That's very precious. Baruch Hashem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? Any topic? Yes, go ahead, please.
What happens when you took on certain vows before converting, and then you convert? Do you have to still do tagat nedarim over those vows afterwards?
No.
Or they just
Okay. That's a good question. So I'm okay. So I explain the question to everybody. So for example, a person before conversion, so he makes some vows. So he vows about whatever things, right? And now he wants to cancel his vows for whatever reason, right? So after conversion, as we said, it's a different person. It's a different person. He has a Jewish neshama now, and he and that person who made this vow had nothing to do in common. As we said before, I think maybe not in this class, that the person technically he is not obligated to return the debts, right? From his previous life. Of course, we said it's a proper, and our rabbi say absolutely you must. But biblically, no, you're not obligated. It's a different person. It's like your brother borrowed money from your great uncle, like I don't know, 100 years ago, right? He borrowed money from. What is the connection with me? Right? Okay, I know him, right? I saw the pictures, but what do you come to collect from me? Like, okay, but still, our rabbis say why? Because it does not look good in the eyes of non-Jews, right? So they say, okay, if that's what religious Jews do, right? That they don't pay the debts. That's what your religion is about. So we're trying to be very careful not to do Hil Hashem. So technically no, but practically yes. So and this Hataras Nedarim, so it translates as annulment of the vows. No, you don't have to do. But try. So I have one student, and he's a young fellow, and he takes all of the and he does vows and before he met me, he said he had like 20 vows because he read somewhere. So that's what happened to a person that does not have proper guidance. So he want to strengthen himself, and he took many vows. So we had to undo it, but it was very terrible. Like a person almost killed himself. Like he pushed himself so much. Young fellow, nicest person in the world, but he loved when he found out about Hashem that he wanted to do the strictest of the strict. He wanted to do Rabbi Akiva basically. So but Baruch Hashem, we were able to cancel the vows and calm him down because he could not sleep. He was very depressed because he could not keep up with these vows. As we said, we go whatever Shulchan Aruch said, whatever we said in these classes is a minimum requirement. So if it's extra, I'll always say it is extra. Like today, Rabbeinu Tam, I said it's extra when you're ready. When you don't ready, you never do it. So there is no problem. Nobody in Shemaim is going to ask why you didn't keep Rabbeinu Tam. That's it. Okay. Any other questions? The topic?
Yeah, so a question about Tallis Gadol. So I, at some point, took upon myself to learn a certain Sefer by a certain point. And
pause it. You took upon yourself at some point what? To
learn a certain Sefer.
Okay.
Until a certain point, and I never got around to doing it. Do I have to do 2008 and learn for that?
Why don't you? Is it like some non-kosher Sefer or like?
No, it was a Sefer Tanakh. I thought I would have enough time to finish it by a certain point, and I never got around to finishing it. So I have to do it Tallis Gadol.
I mean, but you can continue. You see, okay, it's a. If you continue doing it even once a month, once in 2 months, there is no problem. You continue, but putting yourself in that situation, of course, you already missed. It's over. What you're going to cancel. So if you say, for example, that I'm going to finish this book, and this young fellow he was trying he saw it says it is true. It says in Gemara and it says in Shulchan Aruch, don't make any vows, but if you feel weak, and this vow is going to make you stronger. So I say, absolutely do it. So but people go all over the top, like this fellow. But Baruch Hashem, he's good now. But for example, if you took upon yourself that I'm going to finish this Sefer is a book in 12 months, right? So it has 300 pages, right? So I'm going to read one page a day. So in the 12 months, it's very, very, very possible that even sometimes I'm not going to read on Shabbos, Yom Tov, whatever, I'm away. So, but in 1 year, I'm going to finish. So if year passed, so like that's it. So you did not keep the nether. Like what are you going to cancel? You understand? So we can cancel annulment of the vows only on ongoing. Like I say that I'm going to keep Shabbos like a Rabbeinu Tam, like extra like 72 minutes. So that's ongoing. That I can cancel. But whatever I promised to finish a year ago, so there is nothing then to cancel. Understand? That's the thing. Okay, so don't make any vows unless it's very, very like discussed with the rabbi, because it's very, very dangerous. And then in person, so this young fellow and another person, I have also a woman, so they feel so depressed, and that's a way of Yitzhara. They make Yitzhara say, you're such a loser. Look at you. Look, even this simple thing you cannot do. And we're trying not to give him Yitzhara an opening. Okay, go ahead. Question, yes, go ahead.
Yes, Rabbi. The stringencies that we're talking about, should we also we have to consult a rabbi for that, right?
Yes,
the rabbi would know what type of stringency we need to take.
Yes, first of all, there is so much to do, like without stringencies, there is so much to do, like basic requirements. So start learning with the basic requirements. That one guy send me like a WhatsApp message. Rabbi, do you teach Kabbalah? I said, no, I don't teach Kabbalah. Do you know somebody who teaches Kabbalah? And then he saw in my video. So we were talking about. He sent me next question about what to learn at night and what to learn during the day. Some expression of the sage. So I told him that at night it's proper to learn oral Torah. So right, that's a proper time. That's the night was created to learn oral Torah. So this guy sent me a message back. What is oral Torah? It's a Mishnah. So the guy like seriously, I told him, did you cover the laws of Shabbos? He said, I cover. Your wife goes to Mitzvah? Yeah, she goes to the Mitzvah. So he on all the questions what we cover in our class, he said, yeah, of course, stop it with basics. I want to do Kabbalah, right? And then he asked me, what is oral Torah? Is it Mishnah? So and that the many people, like of course, like in our mind, he's a poor guy, but we always have to see ourselves. So don't go don't accept extra things on yourself. Do basics. Basic is a lot. It's overwhelming. I promise you, it's overwhelming. Just basics. But if you feel strong, you want to go back or go higher, absolutely. Ask your rabbi if he feels that you're ready, so you can do, right?
Rabbi, another question. Since a person in a process of conversion, can they study the Gemara?
They can study the Gemara, but you see the problem with the Gemara is that there is no bottom line. Many times you don't know what to do. You see that there are more important things that to learn before the Gemara for everybody. So first we do Shulchan Aruch, we do laws, but you do finish the daily laws at least one time. Yeah, you go to the Gemara. But we have a Gemara class, and some people so confused because in Gemara it says, okay, so this is the case, okay, but Baruch Hashem, and then somebody challenges, and he brings the proofs. And we say, that's a beautiful proof. That how can we believe the first case? And then Gemara goes back, said, how could you say that? And they gave opposite. And this opposite could be like 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. right? So this little person, like new person, he's so confused. He said, "These rabbis are crazy. How could I believe like these rabbis in the first place? So what should I do?" So people get confused. That's why we need basics. And then when you know Halachah, you go to Gemara and say, "Oh, that's exactly I know what the final thing. Whatever we do today, as we said, like in this book, it's a modern book, right? Like of course he compiled from whatever he says in Hazanish, in Shulchan Aruch, but we should know like today like New York City, it's a huge, right? Is it in the same city or not in the same city? Yeah, you understand? So if you go by Gemara, so in the same city, okay. So he's in South Brooklyn, and she's in Uptown Manhattan, like two hours by train, or I don't know how many hours by car. So it's like, is it the same city or not? You understand? So we need the modern application. We need to know what to do now.
Thank you, Rabbi.
But like I would say maybe once a week, like maybe 1 hour. Like a few sessions when you do what you require. So on the side do Gemara, absolutely, yes. But don't make it the primary study. Okay. And don't buy like all of the like people. I see like people buy the whole sets just because on sale they give you good prices. Don't buy. Buy one volume at a time. 2 volume tops. It's going to take a normal person very long time to finish in 1 volume.
Okay, Rabbi. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay. Any other questions? Any topic? Yes, go ahead, please.
So I heard this opinion some time ago that when you're reading Tachanun and you're about to read certain parts where it mentions some sins that you did not commit on that day, you're allowed to skip it. Is that legit?
It's not Tachanun. It's a Viduy. You're saying. So Viduy is when you bang our chest, right? So there is a list of the sins that are the first of all. Since today we mentioned topic about different custom between Ashkenazim and Sephardim. So Sephardim say it like they say always Viduy, and Ashkenazim in Israel for sure they say in the morning. Before in Mincha they don't, but I would recommend it's actually in just so we know it's in all Ashkenazim Siddur. Like I showed people they're crazy. Like, are you serious? I've been praying from this Siddur, like praying like turning the pages all my life to 20, 30, 50 years. I never knew there is a Viduy. So it's proper. Even if you Ashkenazi to say Viduy in the morning. Right, so you list all of the sins. So unless a person like a maniac or something, of course he did not do all of the sins, right? So why? Because it's a morning. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. Of course you did not do all of the sins, but we still say why? Because maybe you did not atone from a previous day, maybe from a previous life, right? And plus, if we look at every sin like deep inside, so maybe don't say I did not do it, right? So one of the examples that we stole, we say we stole, right? So stole meaning if you go to work and you take a phone and you call your mother and say, or your wife and say I'm coming in 40 minutes, 30 minutes, right? What's for dinner? What's for dinner? You're stealing from your boss. You understand? Don't say that those do not apply to us. Okay, so we just read the text, whatever it says there, we repeat, and hopefully we did not do it. Okay.
Okay. By the way, I had the very same question about Gemara. So yeah.
No,
thank you.
Okay, so again, learn, but do not make it primary topic on the side. You should enjoy and. Right. It depends on the person. So usually people start with brachas because there are many stories there. Like some of the other people start with Megillah. Is also many stories there, and it's much shorter, much shorter. So if you want to accomplish something, so start with Megillah. Many stories. Okay.
Right, so I have a question. So I don't know about Ultimate Hagim, but I'm in Chabad, which is what I follow generally. Is even if you didn't sleep at night, you say all the brachos in the morning blessings, even if they don't apply to you. And let's say you didn't sleep the whole night, and you don't wash the bracha, obviously. If you fell asleep after you already davened in the morning, after you said all the Birkat Shachar, do you still, if you woke up and you washed your hand, do you still make a bracha? If you fell asleep after you already davened and you didn't sleep at night.
So let me understand the situation. So the person did not sleep the whole night, correct? Did not sleep the whole night. So he did not say the blessing Al Tallis Gadol, correct? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. And then let me just repeat if the situation if I got it correctly. And then what? And then you fell asleep, and then you woke up. You pray, you woke up, and now you're asking if you're able to say the blessing Al Tallis Gadol. That's a very good question.
Yeah. Today, or maybe it was this, I don't remember. It was a few days ago. I didn't say the bracha because I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think we can double check, but I think even if you did not sleep the whole night, you can say the blessing, and I'm going to explain why. Because this blessing is actually on a purification of the hands on Tallis Gadol. So we say why, because there are in Shulchan Aruch there are a few opinions. So one sage say because you have to after you slept the whole night, so your hands touch all over your body, all of the parts that usually covered, and they're impure, and then the spirit of impurity left through between the nails and then the fingers. So okay, that's why you have to wash, and that's the reason. And the second sage, I don't remember who was it, but he said no, it's actually you do it as what the Kohen would do, like preparation for the davening, right? So that's why we say blessing under regular circumstances because of these because of the two opinions. So we combine them together. So in the morning I slept the whole night. For sure my hands were wandering. I would touch something that place was usually covered, and places you usually cover it's could be the hands are like elbow or something, right? Which is usually covered, like shoulder, right? So there are some poskim that say even in this situation that you did not sleep the whole night, so we can go by leniency. This one posek, so because he said because you're ready to pray, so and it's new day, so you would say the blessing, right? But some people say they actually find somebody. So for example, on Shavuos morning, they find somebody in the shul. Where I go, they always say somebody who slept, and this guy is very proud that they never let him to say the word, but this time they give him the stage, so he said the blessing, and everybody in Saramen try to be okay. But it's one of the opinions, yes. So technically, if you did not say at that time and now you slept, yeah, you can say again. You see, before the again, it's only one reason. So I would say don't in this if you already pray. No, I apologize. I want to retract. So if you already prayed, don't say it. Don't say it if you fell asleep, because so he just joined us. Okay, so he just Leib just joined us. So the answer is, so if you already if you took a nap, right, after you pray, so don't say the blessing, because as we said, there are two opinions, and now none of them is applied.
Okay.
So because it's like after you already like took a nap, so it was after downing. It's it's a nap during the day. So nap during the day. Of course, you should wash your hands, but no blessings.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay. Any other questions before we stop? Well, let's. It's getting late. I don't want to annoy people, so let's. Okay, last question. Go ahead. 1 second. Last question.
It's okay. I can wait for tomorrow.
Okay, so let's wait for tomorrow. Beezrat Hashem. So tomorrow we start at the same time, and we're going to learn Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Beezrat Hashem. So please join us again. Since we have group became bigger, we just open the call. You join. All right. Thank you very much and good night. Bye bye.